So moving on to today, it is with great pleasure and great excitement that I have my renowned, world best, most beautiful Miss Anne. Hello, Miss Anne. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
You look
very
so good, by
much.
the way. Alright, so you guys, I want her to specially introduce herself because I feel like she's not just a tutor, she's someone that's giving other tutors a platform as well and giving parents also a experience that they definitely always remember, you know. So let's get into it. Miss Anne, give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anna Achibong, popularly known as Miss Anne, and yeah, I'm an educator. And yes, I actually have a platform for the parents and the educators out there. The goal is to change the education sector and do more, break the status quo and do a couple of things that needs to be fixed in the education sector, because obviously there are a lot that a couple of parents and educators are not getting it right. But with you, with me, and every person, we can actually do that.
Okay, so one tutor at a time, then we can change the world. Is that what you're driving at? So it means I'm not a tutor now. I cannot change the world like that. Okay, I'm just joking, you guys. So I brought her here today because I wanted her to. We've been planning this for so long, you guys. Like this. We'll just say ourselves literally in church. By the way, we attend Royalty Christian Center, and that's also one of the most beautiful places to be. So we just say ourselves in church and when ourselves be like, you know what, we have to do a video together. And finally, not even a video, a podcast. But shall we have to do a collaboration together? And finally, we are doing this today. And if you guys saw behind the scenes of this, it was chaos. Okay, so and I have Miss Anne. I'm going to call you Miss Anne throughout this video. So I have these questions for you. The first question here is, how do you engage students who have different learning styles and abilities? You know, how do you engage children that come from different backgrounds? Say for example, a child that is just starting his first education and maybe 3 years old and it comes from this background where they just speak this specific language, like Igbo, Yoruba, Igbo. How do you train this kind of child, because of children like this?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And first of all, I think the first thing one needs to do is, is to understand the child. If you understand who that child is, it's going to be easy for you to handle other things. And aside from understanding the child, the next thing you need to do is to make that child your friend. Trust me. Every child who likes their teacher will definitely excel academically. So what I do firstly is to make that child my friend. If I should win the child heart, trust me, I've won everything I need to win. And having a 3-year-old or a child from a different background, I started by saying understand the child. You have to do more than the role of a teacher. Come down to the level of the child and then just make learning fun. And you don't even understand how the flow will just come and how the child
will pick everything up. Alright, so for the next one, the next question that I have is, can you provide an example of a time where it's been very challenging tutoring a student? And why I want to bring this one up is because I remember that there was one scenario when I was growing up. There was this scenario of what a parent was expecting from a tutor was really different, and the way the parents went about it was like she actually challenged the tutor right in our face. I'm trying so hard to just pick out the main events that happened, but then it's been so long. I actually just remember now. I never remember this thing, but I just clicked in my head that I've actually seen a scenario where a tutor that was taking all of us. So the parents, they were not getting the results. It's like, oh, after you've gone to school, so I'm paying extra for your tutoring, and this child is not picking it. Literally, the child is done. This was my own. So the person was not picking it. What has been how do you handle that kind of challenge? Have you ever faced that kind of challenge?
Yes, of course I have. And seriously, that's why I smiled initially when you said it, because at some point I was kind of doubting my kind of abilities. At first, I was doubting my ability because this very child is crap. This very child is not a white child. The child has not been abroad before,
Okay.
but the child is this child that is addicted to cartoons, so he speaks like them, and you actually think he has been there or something like that. And he doesn't just speak like them; he acts like them, like the white. So you handling a white child, you need a lot of patience and a lot of understanding. So it wasn't easy. Previously in all his classes and all the teachers that have been taking him, there've been no visible results, like no visible result. According to the mom, she tried everything to tip the teachers, different classes the child has been through, no results still. Then the child was coming to my class next. Every teacher could not handle this child. They were just leaving the child, something like that. So they were like, "You are going to Miss Anne class, don't worry." That's what they were saying. So in their mind, they were like, "They are going to Miss Anne class, they are going to Miss Anne class." Got to a stage, I was like, what if my hand come fall like this? Something like that.
Why is it for your hand? Expectations. Okay.
And actually, what gave me the boldness and the courage, because up until now, I don't understand, or I cannot say this is how it happened, because it's God. I've never left him out, and in everything I do, before I start class with my children, I make sure I pray. When I'm in church, when I'm praying for myself, my family, and everybody, I make sure they're included, because I know it's an assignment, and
of course,
we cannot just do this. It's not a physical thing. Trust me, if you see a teacher excelling in the education sector, it's not that the teacher knows it all or has the wisdom. Everything is actually what is backing her. She has a backing, so it could be a godly backing or the other backing. So that is it. And what happened was, it was a success. I did not even know how it happened. Firstly, like I said initially, when the child came in, I was like, it wasn't easy to flow with it. It was easy to flow with the child, because I was actually, when he speaks, I will speak as well. So he was like, really? And I would allow such child to sit closer to me and engage him the more. And what also helped me was that I came down to the level of a child. Like, there is this philosophy I have: you cannot be a teacher and act like a teacher. You have to come down to the level of the child. So he saw that Miss Anne is doing everything. I mean, I'm teaching, I'm making mention of the cartoon characters he likes. I'm making mention of that, and then we dance. Oh yeah, let's dance like Sophia. Do you know how Sophia danced? Okay, how many of you saw Frozen? Did you see Frozen? What happened there? Did you see the way she was running? Did you see the way she was walking? I would just relate or make a kind of attachment, and then the boy was saying like, this is fun. I didn't even know how it happened, and the mom was like, who is Miss Anne? Like, she wanted to know who I was. This child is happy coming to school. This child is always calling your name. I dreamt about Miss Anne and did it. He's also improving in his academics, and I really was surprised, but it wasn't easy. I did not know it's going to work out, but it actually did. And with God by my side, all the children that have passed through me one way or the other, God is really working. It's really showing himself.
There's always one kid. I don't know what logic it is or what science to explain it, but it feels like even when we're in primary school, secondary school, there's always this one of your classmates that is just, that classmate that takes all the attention away. In the sense of, the teacher just has to focus on that child, because they just have to do it. Like, it's prominent even in universities, even in like secondary school classes, primary school classes. So how do you let's say, manage the attention span of children? For example, not putting too much attention on one child to the extent that other classmates or other tutorial classmates would think like, oh yeah, we are being left out because like the attention is on one person. How do you manage attention?
What I actually did was, not that I was putting all the attention and everything on him. It's a lively class. It's a kind of interrogative class. What I just did that period was, the children, I knew that it was quite challenging for them. I sit close to them. I don't even use my table. I sit with them. Like, I sit. There is a kind of, the way my class is set is always set. I make sure we sit together. I sit with them, but those kids sit closer to me, so I get their attention. They see. I get to see if they are listening when I'm teaching. I get to assist them. I get to do everything. I think as an educator, we just need to strike a balance to it. That's just it. Don't push in your total attention to the to the child, that everybody will think, Miss Anne is just focusing on this very child, or this child is a dumb, that's why this child is dumb, that's why Miss Anne is focusing on this child. That's why I said earlier that you just need to strike a balance to everything. If you actually want to help a child, thrive academically, you will do it. Seriously, you will do it.
That's amazing. Thank you. I think that actually clears the air on that. Okay, so the next question. I want you to give me the most effective strategies in your own opinion, in your own time of tutoring kids, in your own time of, being a teacher, I'll just even say that the fact what I like the most is there's not even two ways about it. When I have children, you are definitely going to be their tutor or one of their tutors, that's for sure. Because I like the fact that it's not just educational wise, that you also guide children like mentally, emotionally. I think emotion is very important. Because if you look at all of us as adults, it's like some people actually miss on emotions and it's not even their fault because these are things they missed out on and didn't even know how to be. So that's the side. So I like the fact that you also treat like you pick on the physical learnings, emotional learnings, mental learnings, spiritual learnings. I'm still going to talk about what if they're like of a different spiritual background. Yeah, we're going to address that. But what are the most effective strategies to motivate and inspire children or students to excel academically?
First, make learning fun. Like
for them,
make learning fun.
Does this roll to teenagers as well?
To everybody.
Wow.
Once they notice that this very teacher, once she comes in, is going to be lively. And I'll tell you why I said so. When I was much younger, I didn't really like maths. Why? Because of my teacher. When he comes in, the way he teaches.
That's the reality for many people actually.
The way he teaches. So teachers really matters, and the method of your teaching is what will maybe trigger me to want to know more or don't want to know more or something like that. So if learning is fun, regardless of the age, if learning is fun, if I know you to be the teacher that you have the vibe, you have everything. When you're coming, even if it's not your, it's almost your time, I'll run to your office and say, "Sir, we're having." Because we know that
that's true. I agree.
So what the first thing you should know or you should do is for you to make learning fun, and that is what I try to do with all my kids, with everybody. Make it fun. Then secondly, be more than just an educator to your child. Let them see you Miss Anne is just not an educator. Miss Anne is this person where I am free to talk about like everything. But do you know that there are a couple of kids I have that they are not so free to talk to their parents, but they literally tell me everything.
That's definitely based on relationship.
Exactly. So the third thing you need to do as an educator, so you know the vibe and everything is going to be there, is don't be that educator who compares. You know, we have most people, they will be like, even me myself, I wouldn't like it when I'm compared with someone else. I'll feel, I don't even want to do it anymore. I'm not good enough because I think this person is better than me. So I'm not even ready, I won't be ready to learn because I'll just be like, this person is better than me, this person will do better than me. So what's the need of what essence it is? So I think what educators should do out there, they should do less comparison. Don't compare any child. Every child is unique their own way. Like there is one special thing about them that you don't know, but if you pay close attention to it, you will discover that thing in the child. Number 4, learn to celebrate their wins. Their little wins. Those are the 4 key. Really, really key.
The last one is very important, I agree.
Because when they notice that this person is fond of celebrating me, like every little thing, there is an high five, or if it's not a high five, maybe it's a child that is more than just a child. Like you're celebrating the person and you're making mention of it that
I'm celebrating you because of this, like you achieved. Then they want to do more. Exactly.
And sometimes you can. I don't really advise educators to celebrate a child, giving them anything edible. The reason I don't want that or I don't advise that is because of my hair. And Miss Anne gave me this to eat, and I was having this.
Very understandable.
Something like that.
Allergies, different things.
Exactly.
Parents' thoughts. Okay, I agree on that. Okay, so there was one thing you were mentioning, talking about the comparison part. But then I want to bring on this ideology because I know someone there will be asking this question of, okay, so if you don't compare them, how do we give them the spirit to allow them to be able to start competition when they become adults?
But do you know that there are healthy ways to talk about that thing without you making them feel like they are just a nobody or they are not good enough? There are healthy ways to talk about something like that. You can just be like, instead of you say, didn't you see Sade? Can't you see how she's doing very well? You just say, but do you know you can even go more than Shadi. Do you know? Even though Shadi is the one taking first, all you just need to do is put your mind to it and put God first. And before you know it, you see yourself even competing with Shadi.
I think that's a very
so
that feels healthy, because then it's motivating me like, yes, I want to beat Shadi.
Exactly.
I agree with that method. Healthy comparisons. Even as adults, I feel like sometimes like we all say, comparison is still or the thief. I don't know why I keep using still every time I podcast. Comparison is the thief of joy, because even me as a person, I don't buy to the idea of comparing humans or comparing, oh, this person bought this thing. Why have I not bought it? Like it's not healthy enough to the mind, in all ways it's not healthy enough. Okay, I think we spent so much time. So let's go to the social aspect of it. How do you put it together? How do I say, as a tutor, what's your most difficult challenge with parents?
I think the most challenging thing is parent mentality. Mentality, and it has really been a struggle, because it's not all parents.
To be honest, because I cannot imagine it.
Because it's not all parent, like they will see their own things in a kind of perspective that you'll be like, what the heck? But you cannot say what the heck to them.
Oh, you guys, of course, you're not saying what the experience. Yeah.
Why I say the mentality of parents is when it comes to discipline, like disciplinary measures they adopt. Like, there's a parent I know that whenever he wants to hit his child, but I was pretty young then, whenever he wants to hit his child or correct his child, picks up any available object and he just hit the child and do something like that. So no, that's it. No,
that's violence.
Like no. A couple of, I even met one. I even saw one 3 days ago while I was walking along the street. She was correcting her child, and obviously she was giving this child a bara and slapped everything at once. I was like, I cannot just walk up to this woman and be like, excuse me, ma. But people were actually there that spoke to her. I was just looking and I was feeling it as if I was the one was hitting. So number one, their mentality when it comes to discipline, it's a no. And number two, when it comes to assignments, it's also a no. Like, parents are meant to guide their children when it comes to assignment, not teach your child. And the reason why I say that is this: when a teacher gives teachers in class, she wants to test their abilities to know if they really got what she taught. She gives class activity. Mind you, the teacher might not be attentive enough to notice that a particular child copied somebody, because there are a lot. She might not know. So that is why we give homework. And people feel we give homework because we want to engage the kids. No. Number one reason why we give homework is to test the child's ability. We believe that nobody's there to teach them. Nobody's there to copy from, rather. Nobody's there. We believe they'll be able to, something like that. And parent now misses it by teaching that child instead of guiding the child. There is this thing I tell my parents. Now, if you teach your child and your child comes to school solving the homework, I will sit and I will mark it, and to me the child has gotten it. Not knowing that this child did not get the concept. So what I advise the parents out there, if you are listening to me and you're a parent, please, don't teach your child. Instead, guide them. Let them do whatever they know and go to school. Trust me, their teachers, a good teacher will not be quick to spank. I'm not quick to spank when it comes to that. I want to know why you missed that. Firstly, I want to know why you missed that, and then I know the area where I need to work more on. But when you assist the child, I just believe that the child knows it already. So that is it. The aspect that is very key, I don't like, is their mentality. In terms of disciplinary measure, it has been a struggle, and also in terms of homework.
Oh, thank you. I feel like even I have picked up a lot, and it's been very. I wish this can even go longer. But then I remember that I mentioned that I was going to ask, when it comes to spiritual background, based on the fact that we are believers, how do you deal with children that are from a different spiritual background without conflict of interest? Because then it's like, oh yeah, if I'm a Muslim, then I don't want you to bring in like your Christian way. Like, how do you manage that conflict of interest in case there's somebody out there as well that has that same conflict of interest when it comes to children and their parents?
Well, I think somebody has asked me this question before, because most of my clients are Muslims. and I don't know where they know that yes, Mizan is a Christian, but they still want Mizan. I don't know. Though I am not this kind of person who castigates or discriminates or something like that.
Yeah.
No. I believe everybody has their own God they serve, and I will not make that child feel like they are serving a useless God or something like that. No, and I won't want the parent as well to feel like, is my child safe with this person, something like that.
And I'm not stylishly converting them to
exactly. Thank you.
Speaking in tongues.
Exactly.
Whatever, I used to do it. But the Mizan does not do it. I will do it. If you leave your child with me, you know the consequence.
But do you know what? I actually have this kind of parent that they are very much understanding and they are not biased as well.
Yeah.
They feel we serve God, God actually looks at the heart and everything.
Yeah.
So it's really been easy for me.
Yeah.
And I don't have issues with them. Like when I come in the morning, definitely before we kickstart, we definitely pray. And they're cool with it. Like they're cool with it, like no issues. I mean, I would not say, oh yeah, let's do Allah, hey, all you're saying. So I think it's the mindset again.
Yeah.
And if parents are able to trust you, to feel their kids are safe with you, that you are not this biased person and you are not this kind of person that'll be like, I tell them about Jesus. They know about Jesus because they also do CRS or something like that in school.
As well.
So I feel, to me, it has been very easy because of my own mindset. So I don't castigate. I don't have issue. I am not biased, and it's also applicable to the parents.
Okay.
Let me briefly talk on the aspect you spoke on spanking a child and spanking a child.
Yeah, the modern day style, the modern day parent style.
Now, what people mistake is when we're saying don't spank a child doesn't mean you should totally ignore it.
To ignore the bad decisions that your child make. Or what do you mean?
You should totally ignore correcting your child with a cane.
Okay.
So people mistake that. Like there are limits to everything and there are 1,001 disciplinary measures.
Yeah.
What do I do when I want to discipline a child? I can actually discipline you without using a cane. And it will hurt you. I am not quick to spank you. But anything that makes Miss Anne spanks you, know that you have done something that you ought to be corrected. And sometimes you spank children and they will see you as a wicked person. I think you've not handled it the right way. Exactly. There's what we call emotional bank account, EBA, EPA, emotional bank account.
You cannot
you cannot withdraw what you've not deposited. It's just like our normal bank. Like you cannot go to the bank now and tell me you want to withdraw. When you've not deposited anything there. Absolutely. So that's applicable to the children also. So you need to deposit a lot of love and show love to this child. This child knows that, okay, Mizan loves me, Mizan is a cool person, Mizan is not biased, Mizan is this. So the day the child does something wrong and Mizan corrects you, you will not see me as a wicked person. Absolutely. In fact, you will feel bad. And you look for ways to come back to me. A couple of my kids, they write notes to me. Once they do something that is not cool, the next thing they'll just say, Mizana, I'm sorry about that. I said, no, I'm not listening. Before you know, I'll be like, tomorrow when I'm coming, the only way I can listen to you, write me a letter. Write 2 letters. 1 letter to me, 1 letter to God. Tell God you're sorry. And tell God everything.
That's so
then write another one to me.
That is so effective.
Before you know, they will actually do that.
Of course.
And they write it to me and be like, they just want, why? Because I've deposited a lot of love. Now imagine somebody who is so mean, who is taking everything,
doesn't even care.
It's applicable to parenting.
Yeah, I can.
That is what you have. That. I can do with cane. I can do without cane rather.
Absolutely.
And I'll still get the result.
Now that I'm seeing from this point of view, it's like I don't even think I need to even beat a child. Like, except in cases where it's like
you feel you should,
and you are giving a concrete, and you're not just even beating the child. Like they can also kill the child. You are beating the child and letting the child know that this is what you did, and I'm beating you because of this and this and this. I think we're wrapping this.
Well, good. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. It's been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.